And we're live, or I'm live for now. Welcome back, everybody. It's going to be a solo show for a little bit. I think I'm getting some guests at some point. I think I'm live. I hope I'm live. If not, I'm talking to nobody, which is going to be hilarious. Sorry if I sound a little sick. I'm actually not. It is just crazy allergies for no reason. All right, we are live. All right, that's good. I'm glad that that's a thing. So yeah, J-Chip's going to be joining me in a little bit. I'm not sure if Dredd is going to make it tonight. And there is J-Chip from the J-Chip Show. Let me see.
Hello.
And there he is.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Unless I'm hearing things. I can also see you. I can both hear and see you.
Awesome.
You exist and you're audible.
Awesome.
All right, well, it's good to see you, dude. Oh, can you hear me?
Up? Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay,
There's
cool.
another person.
Oh,
There's
okay,
another
cool.
person here trying to ask me a question. So you do the intro and stuff.
Yeah. Well, as you see, J-Chip is here. Dredd's going to be here, maybe. Haven't heard. We'll see. Maybe he'll, do a surprise visit in a bit. But busy times. Like, I was looking back at my channel this afternoon and realized that I haven't. Hey, Sweet Pea, always the first. You know what, Sweet Pea? You should always just type in first. Because you are the.
I feel like Sweet Pea is too respectful for that. Like,
you know what?
He's the respectful comment.
You know what? 100%. Just like always, J-Chip Show is 100% right. Just like the Violet Evergarden review. Sweet Pea, you are too classy to comment first. I was looking at my channel this afternoon and I was like, wow, I really need to actually. I haven't done an actual video since August 31st. It's been all podcasts. I keep having these video ideas, and I tweeted about this a couple of days ago. Like that feeling when you have a bunch of video ideas and then you go with none of them. In truth, I've been very busy playing video games, which is a terrible excuse. But I did do a lot of. I have these last couple days. Oh, go ahead.
It's probably a better excuse for me because I've been doing nothing but read One Piece.
I mean, there you go. So these last couple of days, I have watched and read a good amount of stuff. Let's see. I have a Patreon request from my good friend Wartbait to read a manga called Black Torch. I have read, I think, the first 2 chapters of that so far. This seems like lengthier chapters. I don't know. Maybe it's the phone app I'm using to read it. Not even app, website. I mean my bookshelf. I mean my perfectly legal paid for bookshelf. I don't know. It seems like the chapters are long.
It just happens to have every single manga ever made.
It actually doesn't. It actually doesn't have Berserk, I just found out. Well, at least not in English. I mean, why would my bookshelf not have it in English? That's weird. It had it in Italian. Black Torch is interesting. I will be making a video about that. Cool concept. This guy from this ninja family lineage, but it's in modern day, I guess. He could talk to animals and has been able to since he was a kid. And of course, the other humans can't. So it looks really weird. And he's kind of he reminds me sort of like a Yusuke Urameshi, where he's a good guy at his core, but he's kind of rough around the edges a tad. And he swears a lot, which is kind of cool. And he basically is discovering this world of yokai spirit things that some of them take the form of animals and some of them take the form of people. But they're spirits. So that's Black Torch. It's pretty cool. The big one for me, keep it up with Dr. Stone, keep it up with Vinland Saga. My big project these last couple of days is I have successfully finished the Dark Tournament of Yu Yu Hakusho.
Awesome.
I'm on episode 66 or 65 or something.
Like that. It's in the.
So he just wrapped up the fight with Toguro, and we're were crying over Genkai. By the way, if this is a spoiler and you're like 27 years too late. Interesting thing, Yu Yu Hakusho came out the year I was born.
Yeah.
But that fucking arc was really fucking good. Holy shit, dude! Like that might be the best like tournament.
What do you think of that final fight? Because that's my personal favorite fight in all of Yu Yu Hakusho. Because
that fight is fucking amazing.
It wasn't too long where it felt like it dragged, and it wasn't. It was just right. There was a lot of emotion going on.
Yeah. Yeah, I kind of wish like. It was really cool, but like I was actually talking about this with Bob Samurai the other day. We were like talking about our favorite fights, and while the movie isn't all it's cracked up to be, Sword of the Stranger has this fucking amazing fight. It has fucking Digibro has a funny video that's like you only need to watch this part, and it's the last fight.
I know of Sword of the Stranger. I saw his video of it.
Okay. The fight at the end is fucking insane. It's like one of the best fights in anime. This was close. I mean, it's fucking fantastic for 1992. But now, of course, it doesn't. I mean, it's not ugly. It looks good, but I would have liked more flair. But I guess it's also like Hakusho's not really like about that. I kind of like at the same time how he just fires a blue beam, and Togoro's upgrades are fucking insane. Like, Togoro as a character in general is an amazing antagonist. Hey, Kobe.
He's one of the best villains in anime.
He really is, dude.
There's not a lot of people like him.
What a fucking admirable piece of shit.
Like, if you saw him in an alley, you would be scared shitless.
Oh yeah, dude. His whole team got through like the first 2 rounds of the tournament because he just killed everybody.
Okay, spoiler alert. I need to know your opinion on this. Karisu versus Kurama. At the end of that, Kurama kills Karisu, but he still loses. What do you think of that?
Yeah, I think it's bullshit. He definitely like gets up like on his knee, and like they count him as out. It was horse
but
shit.
He's not up on his feet.
It doesn't really matter anyway. Doesn't the whole team have to lose?
The entire team. Like
Yusuke was gonna have to fight what's his face anyway.
Yeah.
What are they gonna have Kuwabara fight him?
It just depends on which team members win the most out of the round.
And then there's Bui.
Bui versus Hiei was fucking amazing. You know what's
Dragon
interesting about
of the
that? You know what's interesting about that is that Akiyuki Shimbo worked on that episode.
Did he really?
Yeah, I read that a long time ago.
That's really cool.
And
there's a lot of weird.
When you rewatch that episode, you can see a little bit of Shimbo in the fight.
The animation gets the animation gets weird. Like, it gets like his character model
is all black and red,
and then even Hiei's character model gets all like distorted at times when he's like using the Dragon of the Darkness Flame, and then he like eats it for some reason. But that fight was really cool. The Kurama Karasu was really cool. Even the other fights in the tournament, the knife fight thing with the Australian dude.
I like Jin versus Yusuke. That was
the elemental people, like the wind
Jin
and
is
ice.
Jin is the wind guy. He's the one with the Irish accent.
One of them has he has a really dumb Irish accent for no reason.
So you're going into a very, very different arc. It's gonna play a lot differently than the Dark Tournament arc, but I can't wait to hear what you think of that one.
This is Chapter Black?
Oh, yeah.
Is that what this is? Okay.
Yeah. That's,
now, I've heard
Dread's favorite arc.
It's Dread's favorite is Chapter Black?
Yeah.
Okay.
I flip-flop between the two because both are really good for different reasons.
But nobody seems to like the last arc.
I mean, I like the last arc.
Oh, okay. Just J-Chip seems to like the last arc. But in comparison to the tournament and Black, whatever.
Chapter Black and Dark Tournament arc are like top tier arcs.
But the last arc in comparison to those two, like, is it just not nearly as good?
I mean, it's all right.
Okay.
You'll get to it.
I will eventually. It might be 10 years from now. No, I'll get to it because I really want to knock that out.
You're in season 3, so you're almost done.
I know, and the show is really good. I like it a lot better than Hunter x Hunter.
Oh yeah, I like Hunter x Hunter a lot, but come on, man, Hakusho has better characters.
Way better, way more interesting characters. Even like better fucking.
Well, I don't know because I like the doctor guy from Hunter x Hunter. What's his name?
Leorio?
Yeah, I like him a lot. But I think Kuwabara is more cooler. Like, if you were going to compare the two.
I would say, like, everybody in Hakusho is at least given, like, some depth. Like, to the extent that, like, Keiko is even an interesting character. Like, she's just this high school girl that likes Yusuke, that is a good high school girl, likes Yusuke, and then it shows like their backstory and stuff like that, and why she likes Yusuke.
What do you think?
And that's really cool.
What do you think of best girl in Yu Hakusho at this point?
Who's best girl?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Can I? Who you think it's gonna be for me?
Fuck it. I like Botan a lot, but Botan's also
I like her too.
I like Botan. This is hard because I like how Botan looks, but I don't really like her personality. I
don't like her voice.
Yeah. Can I say young Genkai?
I mean, you gotta be. What is she considered a lolly?
She's not a lolly. Sure. She was an adult back then. No, a lolly is a kid, dude. She wasn't a kid. Anyway. She was the strongest woman in the world.
Well, anyway, best girl in Yu Hakusho, at least up till that point, is Kuwabara's sister.
Kuwabara's sister? So Kuwabara's sister is the one that smokes. Oh, hey, Light, what's up? Yu Hakusho has a best girl. None of the girls in the series are like very like fucking like drop dead gorgeous. I would argue that there are some that are interesting. Like I guess looks wise I'd probably pick Botan, but I really don't like her personality and her jokes. Hiei's sister, I think that's how their relationship is if I remember correctly. Yukine, the ice bitch with the green hair. She's nice. I like her voice actress a lot in the English dub. Keiko is cool. Again, none of them are really like hot. But they're interesting characters at least. But yeah, Yu Yu Hakusho is something I've been putting off forever. Well, watching and then putting off and then watching and then putting off forever, and I really want to knock it out because it's like the most famous anime from the year I was born. But I don't know if you caught anything that. Did you hear anything about what I said about the girls of Yu Yu Hakusho?
Yeah, I heard a glimpse of it.
Okay, so I might say I kind of like Yukine or Yukine, whatever the fuck her name is.
Yukine.
She's cool.
She's fine. I like her and Kuwabara's interactions.
Yeah, I kind of like Kuwabara, surprisingly. So, like, I kind of enjoy that. What about Taguro's BF? His brother? The fucking weirdo that, like, crawls around on him? That guy had
turned into a sword.
That guy had weird power. Yeah, but he lost to Kuwabara, so that's fucking. Yeah. I'll take Gon's aunt over any chick in Yu Yu Hakusho. Probably me too. His aunt's the redhead, right?
Fun fact about the Dark Tournament is that Kuwabara lost the most in that tournament.
Of course he did. He sucks. He loses the most at everything.
And he is undefeated.
Yeah. Wasn't Yusuke undefeated?
Oh, no. Because he missed a fight.
Oh, so it counts when he was like... Oh. Yeah. That's stupid.
When Genkai has a takeover, yeah.
Okay.
Well, that's a shit ton of spoilers, but yeah. It came out
The show was 27 years old.
I have the
92 if you're
that.
Japanese. But it was cool. Like I Light Lelouch has a good point. Gon's aunt might count.
She was alright.
She was all right.
There wasn't really any girls from Hunter x Hunter I liked that much.
There's not really that many girls in Hakusho I like that much. This guy is not really about making the waifus. It seems like.
Yeah. So. Now I'm guessing you're curious about what have I been watching.
I am.
And
I'm hoping it's Dr. Stone.
I'm not watching Dr. Stone.
What the fuck? Dr. Stone had an amazing episode this week.
Okay. I listened to Dr. Stone. I didn't watch.
What?
It. Because I was in a group chat with Art and his friends when they were watching Dr. Stone, and I just kind of had a glimpse of it. I've only seen the first gotten caught up.
Oh my god, the latest episode was amazing. Last two, actually. Episodes 15 and 16 were really fucking good. I forget, did you read the manga? I forget.
Not a lot of it.
Okay, so it's Light that knows it. Not Light, Art.
This is the
so they're the same being. But episodes 15 and 16, if anybody's been watching Dr. Stone, fucking really goddamn good. I don't want to spoil it, but like, it's just really emotional and fucking impactful and really like a complete like turnaround from like the early like dumb comedy that the show had, which is okay at times, but it gets like a little more like serious now, and it's really really cool, and it's introducing a new sort of arc.
Yeah,
that's going to be really good. Yeah. So, Dr. Stone's been really cool. But what have you been watching?
Well, mainly One Piece. I've been reading a lot.
You've been reading and okay. Have you just been reading One Piece or watching One Piece?
I'm never watching One Piece. I'm gonna read it.
Why would you elect to do that?
Because the anime is so slow paced, and I can get through the manga a lot faster.
Okay. How far are you into the manga?
500 chapters.
500 chapters?
Yeah.
500. Oh my god, dude. And how long? When did you start?
Last month.
You read 500 chapters in 1 month? Oh my goodness.
Well, technically, I started after the Arlong Park arc, which is like 100 and some chapters in.
So you skipped over 100 chapters. But still, you read like 400 chapters.
Yeah. If you're wondering, the best arc in One Piece is Alabasta. I don't care what Warpage says.
Oh, I have a feeling. In fact, I know he's going to agree because I'm pretty sure he's talked about what he... Doesn't he like Arlong Park or something?
No, he loves...
Or Skypiea?
No, he likes Ines Lobby and Water 7.
What the fuck that is.
It's a great arc. It is a... Warp's favorite arc is a really, really good arc, but my arc is better.
The only ones I know are the ones that I've heard their name before.
Yeah.
Whichever arc has the poison guy is my favorite arc. That's it. That's Alabaster?
Alabasta.
Oh, Alabasta. That has the poison guy in it? Okay.
The poison claw. Hook.
He's the guy that ate the poison fruit?
And he's he ate the sand fruit.
Oh.
He has a poison hook.
No, I'm thinking of a different guy. There's a guy that ate a poison fruit.
Oh.
And he breathes poison and shit. It's fucking sick.
I know there's a smoker.
It's not that guy. I know who that guy is. I know nothing about One Piece that I know about.
Besides One Piece, I finished all of Shield Hero. I made my video, and it's going to be uploaded tomorrow. I'm expecting, and I'm just going to say, it's a very, very popular show, and I'm expecting some hate.
Eye emoji, the looking emoji, is happening right now. You think you're gonna get some hate? It's gonna be a controversial video.
It's a very, very popular show.
And you didn't think it was the best thing in the world?
I'll give you a hint. It was entertaining, but not great.
Well, it's okay. Arcana didn't like it either, from what I've read or heard. Oh, you're cutting out. Oh, I think you're back. I'll wait for Dr. Stone to finish before checking it out. Light, you're missing out, man. Especially if like you're looking for something to sort of like cleanse your palate of shitty like. If My Hero Academia feels like generic for you, just watch Dr. Stone. Especially like to like where it is now. I won't lie to you. It's kind of annoying in like some of the early like parts, but like because it has some dumb humor. And it's kind of repetitive because it's just kind of like the main character just solves some problem with science, you know, that obviously these like primitive people don't like understand. And it kind of does that like a billion times. But that's kind of setting up for like what's happening now. And it's pretty cool. How dare you not think it's great? Burn him alive. Fucking Shield Hero? Are you a big Shield Hero fan, Light? I don't picture you as someone who would be that into Shield Hero. I mean, I have not seen a second of Shield Hero, but I can tell you that it doesn't look incredibly appealing to me. Oh, and he's alive. Hello there.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you. Oh.
Don't watch.
Oh, yeah, I can't really hear you that well. Radiant right now is doing good for my Shonen fix. I know I haven't seen Shonen. What is Radiant? That sounds interesting. I read a manga last night by... so I was in Bob's chat last night, actually. For a little bit. First time in a long time. And J-Chip joined for a little bit, and I wish I remember the kid's name. I think it's like... Because of an F. You probably know Lake. There's not that many people in there. But he was in there and we talked a lot about stuff, and he was like, we brought up Gantz and how like I read like 100 and something chapters of Gantz, which for me felt like a lot. And so Gantz was fucking weird. I can hear you.
Okay. So I was saying,
and I could see you.
I was saying before,
yeah.
like I felt the Shield Hero. Shield Hero.
Shield Hero, what is bad?
Shield Hero sucks.
Oh my god! Now you gotta save that for tomorrow. No! You gotta give him incentive to watch the video tomorrow. He never said that. Delete. Okay.
Hey, maybe I'm lying.
Light says he's watching a generic shonen called Radiant.
Yeah, that's by a French dude, I think. Like a French guy made them.
Lurche? Maybe I'm.
He says Lurche did Ass Class, Assassination Classroom, and Danganronpa. That's the animation studio.
Oh Christ! Well, I mean, Danganronpa wasn't ugly looking. The blood is stupid. It's dumb, dude. They have fucking pink blood. That's really stupid.
As a fan of the games, I can agree.
Spoiler? Who said a spoiler in here? Just kidding. We definitely all said a spoiler at one point. But okay, I was mentioning it Light because I was in Bob's chat last night, even a little before, and then J-Chip joined, and there's another guy there, Fariz. I don't remember his name. Begins with an F. I like to give the guy credit, but I don't remember his name, unfortunately. But he gave some cool insight about a lot of like different shows and stuff he was watching, and then I brought up Gantz because we were talking about some weird shit that we had seen, and I read over 100 chapters of Gantz, and if you know anything about Gantz and fucking Inuyashiki, they're fucking weird. So like the fucking guy that writes that shit is obviously fucking weird too, and he has this newest work called Gigant or Gigant. I don't know how it's supposed to be pronounced. And it's fucking... So just conceptually, right? It's about, like, this... Like, I think he's, like, a teenager, I guess. Like, this dude who loves this fucking... hopefully just the family can't hear me. porn star.
They can't. They can't hear you. I can guarantee that.
Porn star. He has his favorite porn star, right? That he's like pretty obsessed with, and he finds out that she like lives in the area or something. I forget, but like, long story short, they meet each other. They start to like sort of hang out, and she gets this. Of course, because it's the author of Gantz and Inuyashiki. You can't just have normal people. This porn star gets the ability to grow like fucking. Oh my god, what was that fucking guy in the Super Friends? Who is the fucking Native American dude in the Super Friends? Fuck, I can't remember his name. Apache Chief. She can fucking grow like Apache Chief, dude, and it doesn't make any sense. Gantz is great, right? He's not good, but don't give a shit. Gantz was very like entertaining for a while, but it got to be like too much. Like reading Gantz was like going to like some kind of weird art exhibit. Like it was like I was enjoying what I was looking at, but like I don't want to hang out in there forever because it just gets to be like overwhelming. And Gantz was getting overwhelming. I've only seen Inuyashiki from that mangaka, and oh man, what a train wreck that was. I can't ever forget the awful 3D flying sequence in episode 10. The CG looks weird in that show. How about in the OP when the face is flying? It's just like a skin, it's just the skin of a face. How about that one episode where a guy like makes another dude suck his dick? Because that happened in Inuyashiki.
That's pretty horrifying.
But let's get to Halloween's coming up. This is last Sugoi Boyz before Halloween. So we talked about horror a few times here, and I'm always one to critique that anime doesn't necessarily do horror well. Now, I also haven't seen every single horror anime out there, and there are some I want to check out. But that being said, I have some ideas, and I am sure J-Chip has some too, being the Resident Evil fan that he is. Would you like to go first?
Sure. So, my idea for a horror anime, I guess, would be to take... Have you ever seen the movie It Follows?
No, but I've heard about it.
So I would
Is this the one that's like...
I would just turn that into an anime.
Is this the one that's like supposed to be like an allegory for STDs?
Yeah, it's...
Okay.
So, it's about this ghost thing where, like... Let's say miasma, you're infected with this thing. And it's gonna be something that's just gonna follow you. It's just gonna walk up to you. It's very slow, but it's not dumb. So the only way you can get rid of it is to have sex with someone, and then that pass on to.
So it's just a really slow ghost
that it's gonna kill you if it gets you.
I can't outrun it.
You can outrun it. You can go as far as you want. It's basically like the guards from Oblivion. Like they'll follow you to the ends of Earth.
I haven't played Oblivion.
Some people in the chat probably have.
But okay, however, I thought you were going to say Resident Evil anime out of the gate.
I mean that would be obvious.
Biohazard.
There is Resident Evil manga out there, and technically has 3 anime movies, but they're all like the CG from like the studio that did Gantz Zero.
And of course, you've seen them all.
Of course, I have them all Blu-ray and DVD.
Oh my god!
This is unrelated. That's great. But here's a dog.
There's a dog.
Yeah, his name is Zeus. He's a cool guy.
If the what was I gonna say? If Resident Evil anime had a studio, what studio do you think should do the Resident Evil anime?
Ooh.
If one existed.
Madhouse.
Madhouse. Okay.
It can't be too flashy to where Shinbo would make it look artistic. It's got to be just right. There's no way...
He doesn't want it to be...
This is where I agree with you, that there is no way in hell I would ever watch a Resident Evil anime animated by Trigger.
No, fuck no. They would never give that to them. It would go to It would probably go to Madhouse, or it would go to like... I don't think it wouldn't be Bones, because like Bones wouldn't. I don't think Bones would want to do something that like adult.
Bones could do some really cool fights with that.
They can, but it's all like shonen fights.
Because
they don't do like
Resident Evil 4 is basically a shonen. Because you got the dude.
Yeah, but that sounds like gore and shit. Bones would not do that. This would be like, or you know what? They would probably get some hentai studio because there's gonna be a lot of tentacles.
What about the studio that did Elfen Lied?
Elfen Lied? I think that might be Dean or time to do research. Research hour. Oh, it's ARMS. That is a hentai studio.
Yeah.
You nailed it. It's ARMS. I believe they've done Elfen Lied and like just hentai.
Like, Production IG would do pretty cool with Resident Evil anime.
But are they gonna CG it? Because that'll blow up the internet if they do that.
I mean, they already did CG it.
Are they gonna CG it again?
Yeah,
Madhouse could do it. It'd be it's good. So it'd be a Hellsing Ultimate style.
Well, it would depend.
I would say it'd either be Madhouse or. Go ahead.
It would, because Resident Evil 1 anime, I don't think would ever happen. I don't think that should ever happen. The very first Resident Evil game should never be an anime because there's no way in hell that could be scary in 2D.
Like who did Shinro? Is that also?
Is that I think that's Production IG.
I'm fucking at the Wikipedia.
I've never seen it.
I've only seen clips, and they always look. It's Mamoru Oshii, so I'm assuming it's Production IG. Okay, so Production IG would probably be in. I think that's a good suggestion there. From also High Axel. So probably Madhouse or IG. And my next question to you is, which Resident Evil do we adapt into anime?
Resident Evil 4, obviously.
Resident Evil 4?
It's got Leon. He's got the anime hair. He's got the goal. And he's basically...
Are you going to mention Resident Evil 2 then? Because that's part of his backstory.
They would... I mean, yeah, but like... That would have to be... That's kind of like where I would think Resident Evil 1 wouldn't work as an anime because Resident Evil 2 is scary because like it's all 3D and like you're more immersed into that world.
That's why I think you should just do Resident Evil 2.
Yeah.
It's just a cop. And he goes up to the gas station. What's going on here? There are people dead all over the place. What the fuck? Bang bang. That's exactly how Resident Evil 2 happens.
My name's Leon Kennedy. Nice to meet you. My name's Claire Redfield.
He sucked. By the way, he sucks at helping people.
I mean, he's a rookie cop.
Leon is very bad. He can't help the cop in the fucking convenience store. He can't help the other cop that gets ripped in half at the fucking garage door thing. He doesn't help the other cop that slowly turns into a zombie. The guy
Marvin.
He doesn't help He doesn't help anybody.
Technically, don't want help. Marvin.
You cut out there for a second. What did you say? Marvin didn't want help?
Marvin didn't want help. He knew he was done. Like Humpy anyway.
I mean, I guess. He should have found a cure, dude.
Yeah.
Okay, but he didn't help the guy that got ripped in half, and he didn't help the cop, and I guess he helps Jill because she's a girl.
No, he doesn't. He helps
Claire, whatever her name is,
and Ada Wong. Well, technically,
yeah, the game also ships. I didn't realize that the game ships him and Ada. I didn't know it was a thing.
Oh, that was a thing since like the original Resident Evil 2.
Well, yeah, because I mean, I watched the Let's Play of the remake.
Spoilers, if you do ship that, there is canon that they did have a one-night stand at one point. But I won't tell you when.
It was yesterday. Axel, I think horror in general would work more as a movie, because in a series it can get pretty old if you linger for too long. I would agree with that. I think it's also something to do with like your pacing. So I bring up Shiki. So if you've never seen Shiki, it's Salem's Lot, the anime. Because it's a very similar story. It's like 22 or 24 episodes, I believe, and it's paced not that well. I love the show, but like it's very, very campy and lingery and boring at the beginning. When in reality, its biggest problem is that you know everything that's going on way light years before the characters do. Like you know in fucking I don't have to give you a premise for Shiki. I could set a toddler in front of the goddamn screen and they could watch Shiki and be like, vampire! And like they're gonna know what the fuck's going on. And it takes like the episode 15 for anybody in the village to be like, I think we got vampires! And it's like, what the fuck? What's wrong with you people?
I mean, all you gotta do is just watch the opening and you'll figure that out.
You don't even if you didn't do that, the fucking pink-haired girl gets a bite on her neck, and they're like, "What the fuck's happening?" Whoa. And then she died.
Or you could just look at the cover and you're like, "Oh, that could be a vampire."
Or you just listen to the cool OP with the fucking cool like xylophone in it.
I like the OP
by a band called Bucktick.
I like the second OP too.
Oh, boo to you, sir.
I like the first OP a lot.
How about the hairstyles in that anime?
Oh, it was great. Go watch my Shiki review. It was great.
Go watch my Shiki review. So, all right. So, I'll bounce another idea. I was kind of conflicted. Like, I guess I could mention them both. But I've said in the past that, like, I'm not remotely caught up. But I used to be a big fan of Supernatural. And years ago, I was a bigger fan of stuff like Buffy the Vampire Slayer and Angel. Growing up, I watched that shit a lot. Growing up,
love Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Good. I like it too, but it's also like I would want my series to be a little more mature than that. Like that's very campy, very like friendly.
I way much prefer the graphic novel over the TV show.
Okay, I never read the graphic novel, but it's probably better. I want an anime about like hunters that are like going around dealing with like real fucking like ghoulish shit. Yeah. And I want people to be like, I want a fucking. You ever seen the game Dark Watch? About the vampire cowboy. First of all, that should also be an anime. We need a vampire cowboy anime. We also need him to be. I want him to be like a guy that looks like him with like a fucking black cape and a hat, and he just like comes. Like, there's a vampire, there's like a werewolf massacre going on inside of a house, and like it's like this old ass cabin. And
Sweepy asked if you've seen the Supernatural anime.
I have not. I heard a funny thing about that they got one of the voice actors to do all of the episodes, and then they got the other guy to just do one episode. I don't know how noticeable that is, but I haven't heard good or bad either way. Have you seen it, Sweepy? Let me know. But I want like werewolves killing people in the cabin, right? And it's despair. Oh my god! And then all of a sudden, some fucking dude with a fucking black cape and a hat kicks down the door, and it's fucking Haas Delgado, like from Billy and Mandy, and he's just like, "I'm gonna take out this bitch," and he has like a fucking shotgun. It's like Evil Dead sort of. But like it could be comedic, I suppose. But like I want like a group of hunters going around, like John Carpenter's Vampires, is a fucking really cool, not that great of a movie. Oh, you gotta watch that movie. It's not fucking that great at all, but it has.
Speaking of John Carpenter, I recommend Prince of Darkness. That's a great movie.
Isn't that like in the Living Dead, or is that part of the Living Dead stuff? No.
No, it's one of John Carpenter's like underrated films. Go check it out. It's really good.
Okay. I also want like a slasher. I want like a Friday the 13th type. I want like kids go in the woods, or people go in the woods, or you know what? It's an anime, so we have to do this. It's a high school trip to some remote location, like in what's it called? What's the one where the kid got struck by lightning? In Another. Like, you know, in Another, they like go to this fucking cabin and shit. I want that,
You know,
but like some kind of machete.
Mayoiga had that kind of premise.
Yeah, I've seen it. They switched the voices for the last 2 episodes. That's pretty interesting. How like they had the voice actors, and then all of a sudden they're like, "Nah, was it any good?" Because if so, I will probably check it out.
I haven't seen it.
For like the first like 2 seasons of Supernatural, I was really into it, and then I know it's still going, and I just the longer that show goes, the more taxing.
The only time where I've seen Supernatural was the crossover between Supernatural and Scooby Doo. That's to the extent of my Supernatural knowledge.
I've also seen many random Supernatural episodes because it used to be on before, before I would go to school. Like there was a while where I was commuting to college, and like right before I would leave in the morning when I was eating breakfast, there was like a kind of like when I was growing up as a kid watching Pokemon. Before I would leave to go to college in the morning, they would always have 2 episodes of Supernatural, or maybe 1, and I would always watch it. So I saw a bunch of random episodes. I can't think of a single example of horror TV I ever thought was great. Horror television.
Yeah, I kind of agree because Bates Motel is really just all right.
I mean,
have you seen Bates?
I've seen.
Have you seen
Bates Motel? I've seen some of American Horror. I watched American Horror Story, The Circus.
I was not into that.
I watched Freak Show. That was it. Which people say is like the worst one, and I thought it was okay. But I didn't think.
What do you think of? So it's been a year ago, so I don't know if your memory is like familiar or like rusty with this. But do you think that we need another Happy Sugar Life anime?
I'm so glad you brought that up because I forgot that show existed. Because it's actually pretty good.
Because we like that show a lot.
Perfect example. Yes, I recommend everybody because it's a show nobody talks about anymore. Happy Sugar Life is really fucking cool because it is, if you've ever seen, similar to Shiki is Salem's Lot, Happy Sugar Life is American Psycho.
Yeah.
Where it's about this like, and it knows that, and it does it very well because with its aesthetic, you would think that this thing was animated by like fucking, I don't know, it looks like not K-On, like Lucky Star or some shit.
Yeah.
But like,
it looks very cutesy.
But then it also like flips. It's essentially about this girl who works, like a teenage girl. She works in a maid cafe by day, and she's this like ordinary teenage girl, but she's actually a kidnapper and a serial killer. And the whole series is about her hiding her true self. And then you learn like how circumstances got to be where they are, and she's fucking psychotic and crazy and keeps people under like, crazy like blackmail type shit. It gets pretty like adult. It also gets kind of weird with her and like the little girl that she kidnapped. And I'll leave it at that. But
the OP is amazing though.
The OP is really fucking cool too. I like the first 2 seasons of Bates Motel, but didn't finish it. Netflix doesn't have enough to justify me paying for it. I haven't seen it, but people really like The Haunting of Hill House. Is that like it's not, it doesn't sound like an anime. That's got to be like a week because we were talking about actual like real horror shows. I hate every like Ghost Hunter show. Can we preach about that?
Oh, like
any of them.
Ghost Hunters or like Ghost Adventures or shit.
They're all fucking fake and stupid.
It's like WWE.
They don't find shit. No, WWE is at least like entertaining.
Oh, it is.
Maybe Ghostbuster as an anime could be good since it's basically people hunting down ghosts. That lends itself well to a lot of creative freedom.
Series. But they already made that. It's called Yokai Watch.
Oh my god. Somebody told me to play the Yokai Watch 3DS game.
It's actually not that bad. Like, the game's not bad.
Ghostbuster, I think Light's kind of onto something. Imagine if you did like a Ghostbuster type thing, but if you had like, what if you introduced like Shinto mythology and stuff like that? Like almost like Noragami-esque, but like it was with spirits. Something like, I don't know if you remember the anime called Kakaishi.
It sounds familiar.
It was on Toonami for like very briefly. I've been meaning to check it out again. Kakaishi is about like these people that make like spiritual barriers Well, they're supposed to like watch over like a certain plot of like holy land or whatever, sacred land, and they Cyrus is here. That's the guy that recommended me Yokai Watch. Hey, dude, what's up? You know, but so in Kakaishi they make these like barriers and stuff like that. It's supposed to protect this like sacred land. If you could do something along the lines of like you have like Moroku the monk traveling to like different places, that'd be kind of cool. I guess it's sort of like Mushishi, but something like that. I hate the Blair. Oh wait, what is? It'd be really cool if they made a Silent Hill type anime.
That would be interesting.
Ooh, do you actually like Silent Hill?
I love Silent Hill. I love Silent Hill just as much as I love Resident Evil because.
Whoa, you're not supposed to say that. You're supposed to like one or the other.
Well, we'll say this: Silent Hill 3 is the last really good one. Everything else is crap. But like
you don't like The Room?
No. Absolutely not. But like I like Silent Hill because it delves more into the characters. Like the monsters isn't what makes it scary. What makes Silent Hill scary is like the shit that's going on in his head. Because he's like a fucked up individual. And like the monsters that he's fighting are like the representations of like his like mindset.
Okay. Interesting. I know nothing about Silent Hill, so besides Pyramid Head thing.
I hate it when they put Pyramid Head in every single thing because that was made for one man, not everyone.
But he's iconic. He is Silent Hill. And the nurses.
Yeah, the nurses and the Pyramid Head were made for one person only.
How do you like that? How do you like the Silent Hill live action movie?
The first, I don't hate it.
Oh wow.
The second one's awful though.
I didn't know there was two. I hate the Blair Witch Project, which killed all creativity for horror movies. It went straight to shit after that movie was released. Blair Witch Project. That's an interesting one to bring up because I don't think it's that great in retrospect, but like I like found footage movies.
Honestly, I think it's kind of overrated, like the Blair Witch Project.
Here's guilty pleasure hour for Miasma. I like found footage movies. I think that'd be fucking cool. Let's have a found footage anime.
Have you seen the movie series VHS?
Yeah, I haven't seen the last one, but I saw VHS and VHS.
You don't have to. That one sucks.
But VHS and VHS 2 were cool. I liked Blair Witch Project.
VHS 2 is my favorite.
Blair Witch Project. Fun fact about Little Miasma. That came out like later 90s.
98, I think.
Like 98. So I was 6. And of course I saw it back then because I was such a cool guy.
I was 1 year old.
Wow, holy shit. So Little Miasma saw Blair Witch Project with Papa Miasma, who's been on the channel before. Who I've gotten to watch anime, by the way, which is cool how this is like circling back to what he did to me this horrible night. He then proceeded to tell me that what happens in the movie actually happened to people.
Oh, wow.
I go to bed that night thinking that we live by woods, by the way. Back then we've gotten rid of some. Back then we had way more trees in the yard. So, and they used to come like very close to like my bedroom window. Like if it was windy outside, the branches, I shit you not, I was fucking staring out my window all night, seeing like the branch of the tree, thinking it was gonna like turn into like the fucking like Blair Witch thing. And I was like, oh my god, dude, it got those people. It's gonna get me. And then I remember like being scared to go to bed, and my dad telling me, he's like, oh, don't worry about it. It happened in like Pennsylvania. And I was like, as a kid, I didn't realize how kind of close that was. Yeah, I've been meaning to watch. I've been wanting to see Kakaishi. Haven't yet. Yeah, same here. It's enjoyable, but I haven't seen it since I was a kid on TV.
Go ahead. I would like to see a Freddy Krueger type anime, like some weird like Shinbo-esque animation for like the dream sequences.
That'd be cool. So that'd be Studio Shaft all the way then.
Yeah. Shinbo would have to be the director.
Yeah, that would be cool. He can do that. What about like Hellraiser?
No, Hellraiser is overrated.
You don't want to. Ooh, interesting.
Hellraiser only has 2 good movies out of its entire franchise.
I only seen the first one. How about The Thing? I like how we're just naming Western movies. That could just, hey, what if
Okay.
I guess
hey, how about The Ring?
I think that's overrated.
I like The Grudge more.
I think that's also like not. I don't know if I've seen The Grudge actually.
The American Grudge was alright.
I think they're both like not.
I haven't seen the Japanese version of The Ring, but I've seen the first Ring.
I don't
everyone said that was like the scariest movie ever, and I'm sitting there like I'm 7 years old, and I was not terrified of that movie at all. Like that movie was not scary.
I'm not really big on like cheap jump scary things.
Neither am I.
So like the idea of like these like little kid spirits walking around.
I'm kind of glad horror anime doesn't do that, like jump scares.
Maybe Japan likes it because they make The Grudge and they make like Fatal Frame.
Yeah.
They really like Fatal Frame in Japan. It seems like
that could be an anime actually,
but it'd be like boring. It'd be just a dude taking pictures. Maybe. How about The Thing? The Thing would be cool. You have a group of scientists, but we don't CG the shit out of it. It'd be like Parasite. The only times
that'd be cool.
Found footage. Ew. Thanks, Axel. Man. Yeah, Yokai watched Shadow Side. Is also a horror anime, but it is really not any bit scary. Only 2 times I felt found footage worked in anything: Cannibal Holocaust, since it was in the universe, and End of Watch, which made sense for police officers to record their day-to-day activity. I like some of the Paranormal Activity movies. Not all.
I don't.
You like any of them?
No.
The first,
I think they were stupid. The first movie was okay.
If I remember right, go ahead.
The first movie was all right, but like when everyone's saying like, "Oh my god, that actually happened," I'm like, that didn't happen.
If I remember, no, it didn't. But who said it was real? It's a fake movie.
That's what the advertisement was like.
Okay, well, they did that for Blair Witch too. I hate to break it to you, Justin, but it didn't really happen to people. Yeah. Fuck it. You think Insidious happened too? You think there's a guy with like a red face running around?
I haven't seen Insidious.
You haven't seen Insidious? Oh my god! The first one's.
I heard it was good. I saw the face and it was like, I saw the creature and it was like Darth Maul baby.
Yeah, and he sings "Tiptoe Through the Window," dude. Oh, he doesn't sing it; he plays it.
Yeah. The Babadook was a good movie.
I didn't like it that much. I thought it was kind of boring. I hated the main character. I wanted her to just get fucking cut to pieces.
Oh, I wasn't a fan of the kid. I thought the kid could have died.
Either the mom too. I wanted them both to. I was rooting for the Babadook.
I wanted more of the creature though, but I appreciated how much they like. I appreciated that they kept him in like suspense.
Nightmare on Elm Street could work. Give it to JC Staff. No, you got to give Nightmare on Elm Street to Shaft with your man Akiyuki Shinbo. People love Wreck, but I haven't seen that. Well, there's already an anime called Wreck, Axel, and it's a really awesome romantic comedy that I recommend everybody watch because it's like 11-minute episodes, and it's like you can watch it in like 2 hours, and it's very cute and entertaining, and it's a show, and it's
Light says
a buried treasure.
Light says, "Oh my god, Paranormal Activity is the worst horror movie I've seen next to the original Blair Witch Project."
Let me get back to this. I enjoy Paranormal Activity, the first one. I gotta remember here. I think it's the first one and the third one, and then I hate the others. If I remember that correctly. If not, it's one and two.
I've only seen the first two.
I don't think one's that bad.
It's pretty bad. The acting is really awful.
They were fucking amateur actors. I'm pretty sure. I think they have like red names on Wikipedia. Come on, dude. It's better than I think it's better than some parts of VHS.
I'll say Paranormal Activity is better than Blair Witch Project. I'll give you that.
That might be a stretch. Haven't seen Insidious
Both
either.
are both are awful though.
You should. I think everybody should check out the first Insidious. I didn't really like. I forget which sequel I watched. I didn't like it. Oh, hey, RK, hello, what's up, dude? Babadook anime would be top tier.
I don't know how they would do that though. That'd be a tough one to do.
You would just have to. All right, let's shift it a tad though. Let's just have it be Babadook-esque, because we just keep naming Western things. They're like, hey, it's just. So let's conceptually, right? Just take something with a mythological creature, which Japanese history. I'm sure you can do that. And just have it maybe with kids. Have it not be like shitty fucking Shinsekai Yori. And have it be like kind of like that thing in Shinsekai Yori, like the cats that used to like take the kids away. That was fucking creepy. That would be cool. Do something along those lines, and have it be about like the kids are scared to go to bed at night. The kids are scared to be alone, and then you slowly find out like why. I think you could play off of that. In terms of horror movies, I only like art house ones, like Under the Skin. I mostly haven't enjoyed any traditional horror movie. Oh, I love like slashers, so like my opinion is shit. But
I would consider like Friday the 13th to be like horror comedy in a sense.
Yeah, which is probably one reason why I'd maybe like
Jason Takes Manhattan. Is that really scary?
Jason Takes Manhattan. Is
that really scary? It's pretty dumb.
Most of it takes place on a boat. Yeah. And then he punches a guy's head off.
They don't even go to.
They don't even go to Manhattan. Yeah, it wasn't even in the budget, dude.
They're in Vancouver.
I gotta watch The Flies. The Fly is a fucking really good movie.
Haven't seen it.
J Chips. I thought you were about to say it's overrated.
I haven't seen it.
The Fly would be a really cool idea, Axel. So, do you know like about like what it is? Just
I know. I've seen the transformation. I know what it's about. But
he's seen the transformation. He's seen the infamous scene. Everybody, he knows. He doesn't need. He needs no premise. He's all good in that department. But yeah, it's cool. But yeah, so like he doesn't need that. He doesn't need any premise. He just needs you just want like the last 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll just do a movie based upon that. It's just a movie. What do you guys think about Gingerbread Man 2: Passion of the Crust? Ginger Dead Man versus Evil Bong. I gotta say, I'm not really privy with the Evil Bong franchise.
I haven't seen it.
Yeah, stuff like Paranormal Activity, Blair Witch, Friday the 13th, not a fan. I would say that those aren't really traditional horror movies, though. Like those first Paranormal and Blair Witch, certainly not.
Friday the 13th can be horror, but I lean more towards comedy as the series goes on.
I guess. I mean, if I think like traditional horror, like I don't know, I guess you'd say Halloween. You would say Halloween's scarier than Friday. Certainly.
Yeah. Black Christmas is a traditional horror movie.
Okay. I would say The Thing.
Yep.
It's like sci-fi, but
technically the Universal monster movies could be considered traditional horror, like Dracula and Frankenstein.
Fucking know it.
I think there's a debate, I think, with the traditional horror. It depends on what people like say.
Oh boy, that could be its own. I'm sure people have had entire podcasts about like what counts as traditional artistic horror. I don't think that under this scope we can really appreciate Nosferatu in 2019. I don't really think it stands the test of time. Let's get a Nosferatu anime though. Like,
yeah, that'd be cool.
Halloween was whatever for me. Halloween is a mixed bag because some of them are way more entertaining than others. I like the Rob Zombie, the first one, not the second one really.
I'm one of those. I'm one of those people that prefer the second one.
You like the second Rob Zombie one?
Yeah, because Rob Zombie didn't write that one.
Yeah, it's also shitty because of that. It has the weird, like, fucking weird, like, trippy, like, dream sequences and stuff.
Okay. You got to admit, it was pretty badass when he was stabbing the shit out of that girl.
Oh yeah, how about when Michael talks
We don't talk
or
about
yelled?
that. I blame Rob Zombie for that.
The birds. I'm assuming he means the birds. That would be interesting because I like that concept of like that would be very cool to see in animation if you've never seen the birds.
Oh, like Lelouch, man. The original Dawn of the Dead is the best zombie movie ever made.
Followed by Train to Busan. See, zombies. I mean, but they've already done like there's already like High School of the Dead exists.
But that's not really horror.
Exactly. That's what I was about to mention. Is I think that's the problem that you're going to run into with anime is that like it's, I think there's an issue between like the target audience that they're probably trying to go for with something like that, and then you're going to get something along the lines of like High School of the Dead, where it's like, all right, we're going to make the zombie story, but we're also going to make it with like crazy fucking hot girls in school outfits for some reason.
What do you think of shows like Yamishi Bai, where it's kind of like still images, and it's like creepy?
I like it go ahead. Sorry to interrupt you.
Because I think the Japanese prefer that type of horror than just straight up like slasher. Because I can't really think of a Japanese slasher movie that was successful.
No. It's kind of like I touched on it earlier. I think they're more about, it's seemingly more about the creepy tension to jump scare.
Yeah.
So very quick kills, very usually tense up until like a look at like The Grudge or The Ring, and then you go get something like Yamishibai, where I hate how it looks, but with Yamishibai, it's cool because you get a lot of these interesting. For those that don't know, Yamishibai is a series of shorts. They're like ghost story kind of things. They're usually about like 5-10 minutes long or something, I think, and they're like there's a bunch of them, and they usually they're animated with this weird like how did you describe it? It's like
they're still images of the characters. They're not even animated.
It's like bad South Park, or worse. It's like bad Robot Chicken.
But like the lighting and the way it's like presented is like really creepy and eerie.
Yeah, it looks like a scary children's book.
Yeah,
but it's also a mixed bag. And me personally, I don't really like episodic shit all that much. So like that kind of stuff gets old for me. There are some really good Yamishibai.
It does depend on the episodic thing. I think when it's done in like a horror, I think I would prefer an overarching story.
Yeah,
or at least one long story. Because you don't want short stories of like scary stuff, because that's just not fun.
Well, people like anthology things. That's what. But VHS is good.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but that was kind of different though, because that's like a found footage thing.
Right, but like if you go a movie, then that's really just a longer. That's just one story a tad long.
Actually, I did kind of enjoy the TV show Alone in the Dark. There were some pretty cool moments in that show.
I have to. You haven't seen Dawn of the Dead, Axel? Come on now, dude.
Oh, that's a good movie.
House of a Thousand.
The remake, by the way.
My dad loves House of a Thousand Corpses. Has a good balance between psychological horror and slasher. The balance makes for good, entertaining horror movie, but that may not be on the scary side. I have not seen House of a Thousand Corpses, but
I haven't. I know it's a Rob Zombie movie.
I've only heard good things.
Lord Kobe says.
Okay.
Lord Kobe says Shaun of the Dead is the best horror.
I don't
Shaun
want
of the Dead's awesome.
Horror. Shaun of the Dead is awesome, but I don't want comedy horror anime. We already have High School of the Dead. We already have Is This a Zombie, if you want to count that. For anime, from my experience, horror mixed with some other genre works better than horror on its own. But like, there's not that many examples. Like horror on its own, anime wise, what I've seen, you have Shiki, you have Higurashi.
Monster could be a horror.
I mean,
That's more thriller though.
it's thriller.
But there's
But from
some
what
really creepy shit.
I know that others exist, but from what I've seen, Shiki and Higurashi. I hated Higurashi and I love Shiki. Both of those are pretty much just horror, except Higurashi's has some weird fucking like element to it with its time and everything. But so I think we need more just straight like creepy, even like something like Paranoia Agent, where it has like these really creepy, trippy sequences. Like I think if you had something that was like just creepy, I think that would be cool. There's a really cool manga. If I weren't so lazy, I would get up across the room and go grab it. Called I think everybody should check out, and you could definitely. You don't need to purchase it. It's available on many websites. Not that I condone such a thing. Just kidding. I totally do. I don't get paid by anybody except patrons. By the way, if you'd like to join the Patreon, but there's a really cool manga that I recommend called Ibitsu. And it was shown to me by Bob Samurai, and it's really fucking cool. And I wish it had like an anime movie to it because it's one of the creepiest manga that I've ever read. It's like a stalker type story, with like a good amount of like gore and like just weird like creepy moments. Really cool art to it.
Are you on this? Are you on the side where you think horror manga works better than horror anime?
I think it's just. Yeah, I think it's just because one's more.
Junji Ito said it best when he was talking about like when you do a horror manga, it's a lot harder because the horror manga doesn't have music, it doesn't have the animation, it doesn't have anything to back it up. He literally has to put all the scary things in just paper and art.
Yet they can't do a Junji Ito anime correctly.
Yeah.
Because Gyo is Gyo, and
I haven't seen it.
I didn't watch. Gyo is not terrible. Gyo is not bad. However, I've only heard bad things about Junji Ito Collection. They're doing Uzumaki, which I'm excited for. Hopefully, Uzumaki will be really good because it's a very good manga.
I will read the manga before I watch the anime.
The Strangers is a good example. I love The Strangers.
Oh yeah, The Strangers is great.
Strangers is a good example of a mix. Sometimes subtle scares and jump scares need a good mix. Very good point. I can also picture Japan doing an anime based on the Killer Condom movie. No, I'm not kidding. Yeah, I know about the Killer Condom. Another is more monsters, definitely horror. I would say. I would put Monster more like thriller though, because Monster's not really like. It's not consistently scary though. It's not,
but it's creepy though.
Yeah, maybe I'll give it to you. Another is more of a gore fan service show.
I kind of agree with that, but
I could see somebody saying that about Elfen Lied.
Yeah,
that's mostly because
I wouldn't call Elfen Lied a horror.
Elfen Lied is a weird I will say this before, time and time again. I've defended Elfen Lied. I think Elfen Lied has become the punching bag of a lot of anime YouTubers. However, there is a good point that because like consistently what the guy makes, he's definitely very fetishistic. Because he really likes putting his characters in these weird like it's about like taking a girl's memory away. It's about taking a girl's ability to move, ability to use a toilet, ability to do any of this shit. But he's got some cool characters mixed in there. Trick or Treat was pretty good. Junji Ito is good, but I don't think it's scary. I think his stuff is more bizarre comedy. But it's the creep factor. Uzumaki is very creepy at times. And I'm sure his other works are probably similar. God's Left Hand, Devil's Right Hand would be a great horror anime. I haven't read it. I've read Uzumaki, enjoyable. Yeah, Wicked City. I haven't seen Wicked City, but I've heard that. I watched one review of it. The guy said that it was really cool. That was back in the days of Anaview by Dave, who was one of my first inspirations to do YouTube. I think Uzumaki is really funny. Uzumaki is funny at times. That's why it would kind of be sort of like. Justin, you haven't read Uzumaki, right?
Nope.
So all you need to know is that there's like, I mean, a lot of shit goes on, but this happens in one panel, and I'll never. It has my most memorable manga panel of all time, and Axel will probably remember what I'm talking about. There's a part you don't even have to know much context. There's a scene in Uzumaki where these outsiders of the town come in, and the town, all this horrible shit's happening, and they're running away from something, and they see in the distance a human-sized. What are they called? Snail. And they said, "Oh my god, what's that?" And the main character girl says, "Oh, sometimes people turn into snails here." That's all you need to know, Justin, is that sometimes people turn into snails here. So, that's Uzumaki.
I'm aware of Uzumaki.
But yeah. All right. Well, I think we'd like to see a slashers, but not like Higurashi. I feel like Higurashi could have been good, but it's weird. Like, A, I don't want it to be with lolly girls. B,
Higurashi. Oh,
I don't want weird times.
I'm surprised you didn't mention everyone's or in Corpse Party.
I did watch Corpse Party. It's fucking awful.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
It's really bad. How about that ending of Corpse Party?
I don't remember it because it's been a long time.
It's really bad. It's really dumb.
But if we can have a Friday the 13th anime with that style of goring, that would be really epic.
How about a werewolf anime with a cool transformation sequence that you could do with animation?
American Werewolf in London Part 2 in Japan.
Japanese Werewolf in Tokyo.
No, American Werewolf in Tokyo.
Oh, it's American. We got to make the guy American.
It's the sequel to Wolf Cop.
It's a sequel to Wolf Cop. The Wolf Cop Dick Pop. Oh my god, dude. On that note, I want to, because that's a great note to end on. I want to thank everybody for coming and listening to us talk about the Wolf Cop Dick Pop. If you haven't seen Wolf Cop, you got to check it out. Thank you everybody for coming in today. We got a whole bunch of people. Thank you for coming. Please check out J Chip's channel. For sure, I have a link to it down below, as well as Dread's channel. I'm gonna
do this tomorrow, so
he's gonna piss off. He's gonna piss off the Shield Hero fans tomorrow.
Shield Hero is the best anime ever made.
He's been uploading a lot more than me, so you probably get more mileage out of subscribing to his channel at this point. Who said that? But yeah, thank you guys so much for coming, and please check out Wolf Cop. And if you're watching this in the future, please, or if you want to, comment down below in the future horror anime ideas, a horror anime you've seen that maybe we didn't mention on here, and because I always want to watch what you guys talk about, and hopefully talk about it on here someday. So once again, thanks everybody for coming, and we'll see you next time. See ya.